So, good evening once again. So,
Yes.
we are still on the decision making with single limiting factor, and I explained a lot of things before under decision making with single limiting factor, and where we are able to tell us that if a business is to maximize its profit, that it is important that the manager are given the information to enable them use any scarce resources in the most uh, profitable way, in the more profitable way. So I explained that, and after that, also let us realize that the constraint or the limiting factors are, it could be as a result of sales, it could be as a result of labor, and also it could be as a result of material, at the same time as a result of manufacturing capacity. And when I say if my sales is limiting factor, it means that it's limit in sales demand, meaning my sales demand will be limited. So if I use labor, for instance, in the question or in a given scenario, if the examiner is telling you that labor is your limiting factor, then it implies that there is insufficient labor to produce enough to satisfy your sales demand, to satisfy your sales demand. At the same time, as a result of materials could also be your limiting factor. So if that one arises as a result of material, then there is insufficient material. Then there's insufficient material to produce enough to satisfy the sales demand, the sales demand. And at the same time, when we talk about the manufacturing capacity, if manufacturing capacity is your limiting factor, what they are saying is that there's no machine that was capable of producing sales demand. And are we there?
Yes, sir.
So I've explained that. I'm only trying to recap. So another thing is that we talk about the single limiting factor. And I say, whenever you are given a single limiting factor in the question, so the techniques to deploy is contribution. So in order to maximize the profit, in order to maximize, the product mix. So by way of ranking, by way of ranking. And I explained that as a result of that, then you will deploy contribution, and after deploying the contribution, you get your contribution by say selling price minus variable cost. Then you now start the ranking after you bring in your limiting factor. So who will help us for this illustration too? I think we solve illustration one, and that one nothing is not that much, but just for us to know the general overview of what we are discussing. Who can read the illustration two for us? Who will read it for us? One person.
Okay, let me read it here. If the house can
Go
hear
ahead.
me clearly.
Go ahead, sir.
Abel Machinery Limited manufactures four electrical components used in the motor industry. The components are products F, G, H, and J. Due to the nature of the component, they are handcrafted with only a small amount of machine time being used during manufacture. Labor is skilled, and a maximum of 1,845 hours of handcrafted time is available during the forthcoming month. Budgeted information is as follows. I don't know all the house is hearing me.
Go ahead,
Yes,
please. Go
yes,
ahead.
sir. We are hearing you.
Product, we have product F, G, H, and J. Selling price F 23.40, G 25, H 37.50, J35. Direct material F2, G 2.5, H5, J8. Direct label F5, G 5.2, H 7.5, J 6.5. Variable overhead F3, G 3.2, H 6, J 4. Fixed overhead F4, G4, H7, J6. Labor hour require F 2 hours, 3 G 3 hours, H 2.5 hours, J 3 hours. Machine require hour. Machine hour require 0.25 hours for F, 0.15 hours for G, 0.30 hours for H, 0.50 hours for J. Required maximum demand F 300 units, G 150 units, H 270 units, J 120 units. Required determine the production plan which will maximize profit during the forthcoming month. What is the maximum possible profit? B. A new customer has asked Abel Machinery Limited to quote a price to supply 100 units of product G. Calculate the minimum price that Abel Machinery Limited should quote to the new customer. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
So thank you. So if you look at
Sorry, I can't hear him.
Also, I can't hear you.
He has muted his mic. He has muted himself.
Sorry, I'm back. I'm just having network challenges, please. Seriously.
Welcome,
Just
sir.
having network challenges. So, you can see my screen, right?
Yes, I can. I
So,
can.
based on based on what we discussed earlier, so what do you think will be our limiting factor here?
So machine capacity.
Machine capacity. Where do you see that one?
In the question, when they say that there is a handcrafted with only a small amount of machine time being used during the manufacture labor is during the
Okay.
manufacture
So
of the
after that, when after they mentioned that, what's the another thing they mentioned?
they now say that handcrafting time is available during the forthcoming months.
Yeah, they said it is available, but if you look at labor, they said labor is skilled and a maximum of 1,845 hours of what of handcrafting time is available. When they say time, they actually talk about what? Is it machine, or they are talking about the time of the labor, the hour work?
Okay, yeah. They say that labor is skilled and a maximum of 1,845 hours of handcrafting time is available
Time
during. Okay.
during the forthcoming month. So that's the time that is available for the labor. So
Okay.
labor is our what? Is our limiting factor. Is it clear?
Okay, sir.
So can I hear from other person as
Hello,
well? Is
sir.
it clear? Go ahead, please.
Hello, sir.
Sir, it's not
Hello,
clear.
go
Oh.
ahead. Go ahead.
Please, can you take it again?
Please.
No, it's not clear.
Yes,
Please take
yes.
it again.
Okay. I said when you are given
Please,
a
can you take it
question,
again? It's not clear.
yeah, don't worry. Just listen to me. When they are given a question, the first thing that you need to consider is to bring out your limiting factor. And I said the examiner will state it clearly that so is your limiting factor. But here they said due to the nature of the component, they are handcrafted with only a small amount of machine time being used during the manufacture. They now say labor is skilled. That is, the labor that want to do that job, they are very skilled. And a maximum of 1,845 hours of the handcrafting time is available during the forthcoming month. So this is the available hours for that handcrafting time. This is the available hour. This is the time that is available. Do you get my point now? So, being given this question, you've already identified that the labor is your what? Is your limiting factor. Is it clear?
Okay, sir.
Now, but it is not possible again, if you see a scenario like this, it is not possible again to, what's it called? To determine whether labor hour is indeed a limiting factor. You know, we said it's a limiting factor, but we can also confirm whether indeed that labor is a limiting factor. Are we good to go?
Yes, sir.
Then let's move on. As a solution, I can say, let me say step one. Let me say step one. Determine whether what's it called, labor, whether labor hour is indeed a limiting factor. That is, we want to determine whether the labor hour is truly a what? Limiting factor. Should we move on?
Yes, sir.
So how will you do that? Whether labor indeed is a what? A limiting factor. How will you do that? Just start with your what's it called? Product. You start with your product. We have, how many products do we have? Let the class be interactive.
We have
so
four
that I want to
products.
do better.
We have
So
four
which is your
products.
product F? Hello, go ahead.
Product F, G, H, and J.
Okay, product F.
G,
G,
H,
H,
and
and
J.
what?
J, product J.
J. Then from F, what is the maximum demand from product F? 300 units. 300 units, right? So 300 units multiplied by the labor hour required. This is the labor hour required. You get my point now? For you to maybe produce 300 units, you need what? 2 hours. That's the labor hour required. So multiply by the labor hour required. So what do you have? 300 times 2 hours. What do you have?
600.
That is 600 hours. Then G. What is the unit maximum demand in G? 150. So what is the hour required?
3 hours.
3 hours. Then what is the total hour?
That is 450 hours.
450 hours. 450 hours. Followed by H. H is what? 270, right? Multiply by how many hours require? 2.5. 2.5 hours. So what is going to give you?
675.
675 hours.
Yes, sir.
J. 120. How many hours? That is 3 hours. They give you what?
360.
360. Then you can total it. So you want to test whether it is truly your what? It is truly your limiting factor. When you total it, what do you have?
2085.
So that is our what's it called? Total hour requires. Hours required. Do you get my point now? It means that the total hour required to carry out this job. What do you call it?
285.
28 for that. The 2085 hours. Do you get the logic now? For you to produce FGHJ, the total hour required for all of them, it is 2085 hours. Then you can now compare it with available hour. What is the available hour?
1,845 hours.
You can see that is for you to produce. Look at the available hour. 1,845 845. So this is available hour. You can discover that your normal hour to use to produce FGHJ, it is 2085, but the available hour, it is 1845. So if 1845 it is the available hour, then this is what they call short for. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So there's a what? There's a short for.
For.
It means that labor, it is your what? Limiting factor.
So is there any other way we can check if machine is a limiting factor?
You can check as well. You can check, but based on what the question was giving you, you can see that it is the what's it called? Labor, because the hour that required to produce this for labor, it is 2008 hours, 2085 hours. But the available, the hour that is available, 1008 something, you can see that it's a limiting factor, because the limiting factor are those things that can hinder the production to run smoothly. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Because if, how will I put it? If you are to use 2085 hours to produce all these things, and so that in order to meet your customer demand, then I say, oh, the time that is available is not even up to that. So definitely you will not meet up with the customer demand. That's what I explain here. That if labor is my limiting factor, there is insufficient labor to produce enough to satisfy my sales demand. Is it clear?
Oh, yes, sir.
Yes, sir, it's clear, sir.
Okay, now I've seen the grammar well. They say that small amount of machine time being used during the manufacture. Okay, it's not that the machine wasn't much capacity.
Please, is someone hearing him?
Yes, I can. I'm not hearing him again. No.
Okay, I thought.
Hello.
Okay, the one.
Hello,
Okay,
go ahead, please. Go ahead, please. Hello?
Sir?
I said go ahead.
Okay, I say that from the question, I now understood that they are trying to tell us that not that the machine wasn't capacitated, but it's just that the time they could use wasn't as in the time they use during the machine is 1845 due to the handcraft time.
So can we continue, please?
Yes, sir.
Hope is clear.
Yes, sir. So
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to know, is there a way maybe in an exam you now say, okay, let's test run machine. And even though since the question is mixed up with a machine, because the way they
Yes.
twisted.
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that, but just that you don't need to waste your time, because they have already tell you what is your limiting factor there. So, step 2. Okay, go ahead. Oluwatobi, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, sir, lecturer. So, sir, sorry. My observation is just that earlier on that you started, I think around after 3, that the network went off. I think
Okay.
you messaged us that we are going to reschedule the class, but I'm surprised to see that we are continuing it around after 5 again. So my concern is that not only me, but some that have left, I don't know, maybe there will be a repetition for this class. I don't know. Because I did not
Okay.
actually get,
Okay.
I've
Let's
missed
do
a
it
lot.
like this. Let's do it like this.
All right.
Immediately we finish the class, the because I've already take the recording. Then, if the recording is out, we are going to share it to the groups for people that is not here to watch. I think that one we do the what's it called? We
Justice.
do
Just
the
keep saying,
yes,
okay,
yes,
that's
we do
fine.
it
That's
first.
fine.
Also,
Okay,
you are going to listen to them.
okay, no problem. So, can we continue?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, if you remember, after testing for this, and I said when you are given a scenario like this, a single limiting factor, I said you need to do what? Whenever you are given a single limiting factor, the technique to deploy is what? Contribution, in order to maximize the product mix by way of what? Ranking.
Ranking.
Yes, we cannot do what is rank. We cannot do ranking now. So we have to do the what? The ranking. That's the step 2. Determine. I think it's clear. I can write down, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Determine the contribution per hour and rank the product. You can rank the product. So, if we want to recall, once we have deployed the contribution as the techniques, then what is the formula for contribution so that we know what and what that we want to bring out? What's the formula for contribution?
Selling price minus variable cost.
Okay, selling price minus variable cost. So let us bring the product one after the other. Product F, product G, product H, and product what?
Ah,
K.
J.
So then we cannot say selling price or sales price. It depends how the examiner give it to us. So we can go to the question and look for the sales price for each product. Let's see. Selling price of F. One person should help us to know this number so that we won't be going up and down. So selling price for F 23. One
23
person should
point,
help us.
23.40.
23.40. Okay.
25. G.
G25. Okay.
H. 37.50.
40 what?
37.50. 37.50.
37.50.
And
J.
35. 35.
J is 35. So then we said selling price. Selling price minus the variable cost will give us contribution. Then what is my variable cost? So let's go there and bring out our what? Variable cost. What's our variable cost? I said variable cost is your direct materials, direct labor, and what? Variable overhead.
Overhead.
So these are your variable costs. So 253. Is either we add it, we can add it, or we bring it one after the other. So variable cost. Then direct materials, how much is that?
2 for F.
2 for F. Okay. G.
2.5.
G is 2.5. 2.5. Okay.
5 for H.
5. Okay.
8.
J.
8.
8. Then after direct materials, what again?
Direct labor.
Direct labor. So what is direct labor there?
5.
5. Okay.
5.2.
5.2. Okay.
7.5.
And that person should confirm 7.5. Okay.
6.5.
You say what?
6.5.
6.5. So followed by, after direct labor, we have variable overhead. Variable overhead is also variable cost. What do you have?
3.
3.264. 3.
3.2.
3.2.
3.2. Not 2.2.
3.2, sir.
3.2
6.
is
4.
4. So if we don't have any what's it called, variable cost again, then we can cast by removing, we want to get our contribution is by removing all the variable costs from your selling price. So who can help us with that to get our contribution?
Contribution for F 13.4.
13.4. Okay.
For G 14.1.
14.1. Okay.
For H 19.
H what?
For product H
Okay.
19.
19. Okay.
For product J 16.5.
16.5. Other person can confirm it. If it is correct, then you will close it. Just close it. And if you close it, if you remember what again I said we are going to do, you now bring your what? What will you bring? Your limiting
Limiting factor.
limiting factor. You bring your limiting factor. So, and we said labor is our limiting factor. So let's check the question. So if labor is your limiting factor, this is the labor. Then labor for F. Labor for F is what? 2 hours.
Yes.
2, 3, 2.5, and 3. 2 hours.
3 hours.
2.5.
No, sir. 3
Okay,
hours.
3 hours.
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. Okay.
3 hours.
3 hours. So after that, if you remember, I said we are going to do what? Contribution per what? Limiting factor. That is, you will say contribution 13.40 divided by the limiting factor. What do you have?
For
13.40 divided by 2 hours.
For F 6.7.
Is that straight away?
Yes, sir.
6.7.
4.7.
Okay, since there are
4.7.
7. Which one is 4.7?
G, product G.
4.7, okay.
Product H, 7.6.
7.6, okay.
Product J,
5.5.
5.5.
5.5. So I want everybody to be on the same page. When we did it the last time, after contribution per limiting factor, what's the next thing that we did then?
Ranking.
Rank.
Ranking. God bless you. So we now move to ranking. You are ranking based on the highest. Among all these numbers, which one is the highest? Which product is the highest?
Product H.
H.
Product H. Then you rank it to be first. Which product is the next one?
Product F.
F.
Product F. Second. Which one is the
Product J.
sorry? Second. This one is the first.
Product J.
I'm coming.
Okay.
I want to rewrite it. First. Why is it? Okay. So, product what? J,
J.
which is the third.
Product J.
Third one. Then this one will now be what? Fourth.
Fourth.
So, after ranking, we can now move to step 3. The reason why this question is different from the other one is that in this question, there is a maximum demand. There is a unit that they produce. You know, the first question that we did, they only tell us that they are using so hour to produce 1 unit. So here, we can now move to, let's say, step 3. Step 3 is to do what is called allocation. Allocation of available hour. Available hour. We want to allocate the available hour. That hour that is available, we want to allocate it. So that is the step 3. Are we good to go?
Yes, sir.
So when allocating the available hour, you just write your product, the quantity, the hour, cumulative hour, then balance. Balance. So my product, you will not tell me the product. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
You will not tell me the product based on the question. No. You have to tell me the product based on how you rank it. Which one is the first rank?
First rank is H.
Age. You have to put age. Then you sort out age first based on the ranking. So what is the quantity of that age from the question? 270. 270, right?
Yes, sir.
Mommy.
270.
Oh, my daddy. That's on me. It's on me. It's on me. No one.
So 270. 270. So what is the hour?
2.5.
No. Hour. Cumulative hour. You know, this is 270. If you remember, when I determine whether the labor is indeed a limiting factor, so for age, 270 times 2 point, what's it called?
2.5 hours.
2.5 hour.
Yes, sir.
So that'll give us
2.5 hour. So then let me increase. Let me do like 2.5 hour. So let me now add hour required. Total hour required. Total hour. So total hour will now be what? 2.5 times 270. That's what I did here for each one. You can see total hour required for all of them for each one. You can see 275. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
275. Now this 675. Then cumulative hour. When they say cumulative hour, cumulative, whatever you have there, you know, if you are doing, I think you know cumulative. Whatever you have there, just repeat it back. We have what? 675. Then what is going to be the balance? The balance is now from the available hour. What is the available hour? You can put the available hour that we want to allocate the available hour. So what's the available hour given to us in that question? 1,845. Hello.
sir.
1,845 hour. So this is the available hour. You get it now. So it means that from this available hour for product H has already taken 675 hour. So you now remove 675 hour from 1,845. What is the balance?
1,170.
1,000.
1,170.
1,170. Then, so what is the next product based on the ranking?
Next product is J, F.
F. So what's the quantity of F?
What 300, sir?
300.
F 300.
Yes, sir.
300. Then what is the hour?
2 hours, sir.
2 hours.
2 hours.
Yes.
Then what is the total hour?
600 hours.
600 hour. Now, if it is 600 hour, it means that so cumulatively we have 675 here before, and another one has added to it 600 plus 675. What the cumulative will be what now?
1,275.
1,000. 275. Okay, so 1,275. This is what so can we move on?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Sir,
Yes,
please
sir.
come again.
Yes, sir.
Please come again, sir. The network picture.
Is that what?
You can move on.
Please, you should explain this section a little bit because I was having network issue there.
Oh,
I didn't hear you well.
I didn't get you well, please. The network is fluctuating. I can't hear you clearly.
I said, please, you should a little bit explain this particular section again because I was having a network issue. I didn't hear you right.
So what I'm saying is it from the F or H?
From here, where you are now. This
Okay.
1,275.
Okay. What we are saying is this. You know, for product H, we already had we've already have what's it called? 675. Right? Hello?
Hello, I'm hearing you.
We've already have 675. This total hour 675. So if you are removing 670, and I said you just bring 675 to cumulative, just like you are repeating it. But when the available hour that you have, the only available hour that you have there, it is 1,845. Out of 1,825, 845, product H, I've already take 675. So when you remove 675 from 1,845, you have balance of 1,170. Then product F, the quantity is 300. Hour is 2 hours. So 300 times 2 hours is 600. And I said, this 600 now, if you want to get the cumulative, just say 600 plus the 675 that we have before. So it will be 1,275. That's the cumulative. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, if I want to get my balance here, I have balance to be 1,170. Then product F take how much? Take 600 hours. So if I remove 600 hours from 1,170, what's my balance?
$570.
570. So don't do mistake. What I'm deducting, it is not cumulative. I'm deducting hour. The hour that F2. You know, if you say you want to deduct cumulative, it means that you've already combined both H and F. But we are talking of the one that what's it called? F consume. F consumes 600 hours out of the balance. So the remaining balance is 570. So based on ranking, what's the next one?
J.
J. So what is the quantity?
What is 120?
120. So how many hours?
3 hours.
3 hours. Oh, so if you multiply it, the total hour for
360
300
hours.
for 120 units will be what?
360 hours.
360 hours. So what you will do before you put that 360, let me give you the logic. You have to check before I even type 360. You know it is 360. You have to check that the balance can it accommodate that 360? Yes. You get my point? Because we have 570, but we want to accommodate 360. Then we can still accommodate that. Hope it's clear.
Yes.
So what is the cumulative now? 1,275 plus 360. That's your cumulative.
635.
1,635. Then the balance will now be that 360 minus 570. 210.
Which is 210.
So the next product is what?
G.
Product G. So what is the unit?
3. Okay, the unit is 150 units, 3 hours.
150 units, 3 hours. So later we are. So if you multiply it,
450.
forward
450 hours.
Imagine 450 hours and we have how many left?
210 hours.
That means it cannot accommodate it.
Yes, sir.
Then if it cannot accommodate it, you can now say, oh, it is not that 150 again. You have to give him the 210. You can't put that 150. You can't put that 3 hours. Because it is a 450, but it is 210 that remain. So you have to give him the total hour of that 210 that remain. Hope it's clear.
Yes, sir.
Then if you give him 210 that remain, and the hours, what is the hour they use? 3 hours, right?
Yes, sir.
So how many quantity will now be? It will now be 310 divided by 3. And 210 divided by 3. It means that before you can get this 210, what is the quantity that is here?
Which is 70.
70. God bless you. Hope is clear to everyone. Meaning,
yes, sir.
It is 210 that remain. You have to give him the whole 210 at that rate of 3 hours. So 3 hours, you give us total hours of 210. Then, what do you think they multiply with 3 hours before you give them 210? It means that 210 divided by 3 hours. It means that the quantity that you are going to allocate to the last one, it is 70. So, the quantity from the question, it is what? 120. But because of the balance of available hour that remain, which is 210, it cannot accommodate the 120 again. It is 70 quantity. Is it clear?
Yes.
Hello, is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
I'm talking to one person,
No,
right?
sir. Come again, sir.
To my head is clear.
What I'm
Sir,
saying
please come
is,
again.
what I'm saying is we only have 210 that remain. And if you calculate product G, it is normal. Product G, it is 120. 120, right? If I put 120 here, if I put 120 here on that quantity and I multiply with 3 hours, 120 multiplied by 3 hours, you said, what do you call it?
210.
No, 120. If I put normal one, 120 multiplied by 3 hours, what do you have?
It's not 120, 150.
Oh, sorry, product G. The third ranking, as in the last ranking, 150. So 150 multiplied by 3 is what?
450.
For imagine, the total hour, if you do it normal way, if you compute it normal way, it is 450. But the available balance, it is 210. It cannot accommodate it. It is 450 and 210. So definitely you are going to give him that product G, the remaining balance, which is 210. You have to give him the 210. You have to give him the 210 with the 3 hours. You know product G, if you check, product G, it is what? 3 hours. Product G, it is 3 hours. So then if you put 3 hours here, what is now going to be your quantity? It now be 210 divided by 3 hours. Your quantity now, it is 70. Hope it's clear.
Yes, sir.
So, is it clear to everyone, please? Hello? Should I move on?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, move on, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Then what is going to be my cumulative now? 120 plus 1,635.
That's 1,845.
1,845. Can you see now? 1,845. It is the available hour given to us in the question. Can you see? 1,845. Then the balance now will now be what?
0.
210 minus 210. So the balance is what? Nil. Nothing there again. Are we there?
Yes, sir.
Are you tired? Do you want us to call it a wrap and continue from
No,
where
sir.
we stop? Are you tired?
Let's continue, sir.
And others is not talking, so that is why. Others is not saying anything.
That we agreed that
Let's continue.
at the end of the day we send the loaded video. So I think they prefer that.
So we should
Let's continue,
continue.
sir.
Sir, I'm lost.
To my own,
Okay.
to my own end, ba?
That's what I said. Can we continue?
Yes, I will continue due to the recording
Yes.
now so that we can finalize.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Let's finish the
So
question. If you want, let's finish the question.
okay, product mix. I think one person want to ask question. I can see signal. So Mr. Kuye, go ahead, please.
Yes, sir. I'm lost. How did we get that 1,845 again, sir?
Go ahead, ask your question.
That's the question, sir. How did we arrive at 1,845, sir? Other cumulative hour.
It seems to me like he didn't know that.
Ask your question, please.
I said, I don't know, maybe he's aware that he omits my.
Okay, well, so let me continue. So the product mix, our product now. So product F. So what's the unit that we recommend for product F?
Yes, yes,
You
sir.
cannot change it. Product F is what? 300. 300 units, right?
Yes, sir.
Product G. Product G.
70 units.
70, because we cannot, you understand, it has reduced. 70 units. Product, what's the next thing after F? G. Product H, right?
Yes, sir.
What's the product H?
Product age is 270.
270 units, because we didn't touch that one. That one didn't reduce. And the product J.
Product J is 120.
Product J, 120 units. Are we good to go? Are we good to go?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Sir.
sir.
Ask your question. Go ahead, please. Ask your question. Ask your question, please. Shall I move on?
Yes, sir. Move on.
Yes, sir. Move on. Move on.
So after your product mix, you can now calculate your total fixed cost based on the fixed cost given to us in the question. Calculation of total fixed cost. Calculation of total what? Fixed cost. Now, so product F. So what is the unit of product F? 300 multiplied by what is the fixed cost in that question?
4.
4. Then what do you have?
That is 1, 2.
1,002. Product G. Product G, what is the unit?
70.
No. I'm talking of the fees cost.
Okay, the fees cost first.
No. You know, you want to calculate your fees cost. It has based on what you have in the question. You
Okay,
understand? The unit. The
okay.
unit is based on what you have.
Okay.
What do you have here?
The unit is 150.
150. 150. This one is multiplied by
3. So multiplied by 4, sir. Sorry.
4, right?
Yes, sir. Which
What do
is
you have?
1, 2.
So for everybody to get it clearly, you can see fees overhead for G 4, H 7, J 6. What do you have?
J is 240.
No. I'm talking of the value. 150 times 4. That is
1,
600.
1, 2. Okay, yes,
150
600.
times 4.
Yeah,
That is 600. So after G, we have H. What's the unit of H?
270.
270. Multiplied by
7.
how much?
7.
7. So what do you have?
1,890.
1,890. J.
J 1, 2.
J.
120. Sorry.
120 multiplied by
6.
how much? 6 naira.
7.
7 what?
720.
720. Then we can total it and get our fees cost. Our total fees cost. What do you have as our total fees cost?
4,410.
4,410. So this is our total fees cost. So after getting your total fees cost, then we can now move to the question and see that requirement, whether we are almost there. You can see they said requirement 1, determine the product, the production plan. Determine the production plan which will maximize profit during the forthcoming. You get it now? And
Yes.
what is the maximum possible profit? So you want to determine it to maximize our profit. Then the final thing that we also need to consider now, it is called what? Computation of maximum profit that they ask us. Computation of maximum profit. Computation of maximum profit. So this is what they ask us in A. Computation of maximum profit. So if you want to consider the maximum profit, then product,
300.
which is a product F, right?
Yes, sir. 300. G
I'm coming.
150.
Product F, 300.
G.
So multiply by, you can now go to your question because you are doing your maximum profit.
Yes,
maximum profit. Take note of that. You are doing your maximum profit based on
selling
your
price.
contribution. Based on your contribution. It is based on your contribution that you are doing it. Maximum profit that they ask you, you do it based on your what? Contribution. Yes, take note of that. Maximum profit has to be calculated based on the contribution. So 13 point what?
13.4.
13.4. You get your answer. What do you have?
4,020.
4,020.
20. That is a contribution per per value.
Yeah. Okay. Nigbo, ask your question, please. Nigbo, ask your question, please.
Sorry, sir. Thank you. I had network issues. I didn't understand how we got that G, that total fees cost G 150 by 4.
Okay. So G, we have it in the no, you are not picking product mix. You are picking because you want to calculate fees cost. You are picking original one in your question. This is the value, this is the unit for G. So you are picking the unit from the question when you are computing for your fees cost. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So after product F, what's the next product?
Product G.
Product G. So the product G is what?
Product G is 150.
No.
Contribution.
No. Product G is
14.5.
70 now. It cannot be why you know it's because I'm calculating fees code. That's why I pick 150 direct from the question. The product mix, the recommended, let me put
Okay.
recommended. The
Okay.
recommended product mix, it is the one that you get that time.
Okay.
When you, yes,
70.
when you apportion it.
70.
Recommended. This is the
70.
recommended product mix. So 70. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
To multiply by the contribution.
4.1.
4.1.
14.1, sorry.
Okay, 14.1. So what do you have?
I have a 987.
987.
That's correct. Yes, it's true.
Contribution per value.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, product H. What's the product H?
Normal,
The recommended
270.
one. 270.
By 19.
Multiply by
19.
contribution.
Yes,
19.
Yes, sir. That is a contribution per value.
Yes,
Contribution
19.
in Naira.
So what do you have?
5,130.
5,130.
Yes.
Then product J.
Product J is normal, 120.
120. Multiply by
Multiply
contribution.
16.5.
16.5.
16.5.
1,098.
1,098.
980.
Then you can total it. What do you have? What do you have, please?
So I'm coming.
12,117.
12,117. Then you know it is the profit that we want to get. Then you can now say less fees cost. That fees cost that we got. Less fees cost. So what is the fees cost? 4,410. The one that we got here.
7,000.
So what do you have now as your profit?
7,000. 7,000.
Okay, I'm coming. Profit will be what? 7,000.
7,707.
707. Please, you should confirm.
Yes, sir. 7,707.
So this is what they asked us to calculate in A part of it. So I think our next class we are going to continue from B part because I have another class for another student professional level. So I think it's time for them to join now. So I think we are going to continue from here so that we can do B part of it, which is a B, a new, because they said here what is the maximum possible profit. So the maximum possible profit now it is what 7,707. So the B part of it is that a new customer has asked Able Machinery Limited to quote a price to supply 100 units of product G. Calculate the minimum price that Able Machinery Limited should quote to the new customer. So when next we meet, we are going to continue from here. So any question before we call it a wrap?